A scavenger is scouring the stuff lying on ground for something valuable. Suddenly, he moves a little ahead and his foot goes into the ground through a wooden plank. He finds the spear of destiny in that hole wrapped up in a cloth. He grabs the spear and hurriedly walks towards the nearby road and is hit by a vehicle, dying on the spot. After a while, a sign appears on his wrist. He wakes up and starts running. The next scene opens up in Los Angeles, where a woman finds her daughter climbing up the ceiling of the room, indicating a possession. John Constantine, an exorcist, arrives there with his apprentice Chaz Kramer to draw out the demon possessing the young girl. He puts a pendant on the forehead of the girl, and it seems as if the demon is gone, but after a while, he comes back again and tries to get out of the girl. John asks for a mirror, which he puts on top of the bed on which the girl is lying. The demon transfers to the mirror, and John throws it out of the window, sending the demon back to hell. Angela Dodson, a cop by profession, goes to church for confession and after that goes to her home and sleeps. Her twin sister Isabel jumps off the roof of a hospital where she was under psychic treatment and falls to her death. John goes to meet his doctor as he has a last-stage lung cancer. The doctor tells him that there is no hope for him now. Angela goes to the hospital to see the dead body of her deceased sister and claims that her sister couldn't commit suicide. Manuel crosses the US border and heads for Los Angeles. Beeman, a friend of John, reaches his flat and gives him some relics. John then goes to the church where he meets a half-breed angel, Gabriel, and asks her for an extension to his life in exchange for his work of deporting demons back to hell. Gabriel refuses and tells him that he is doing these good deeds with selfish reasons, so he has to go to hell ultimately. Angered by Gabriel's response, John heads out of the church. At her home, Angela is watching the CCTV footage of her sister jumping off the roof, and she hears her saying Constantine. John is attacked by a demon on a road, and he kills it. He then goes to the nightclub of a witch doctor, Papa Midnight. John tells him that a demon attacked him on an open road, which Papa Midnight doesn't believe. John asks him that he needs to use the chair, but Papa Midnight tells him that he is neutral and cannot allow his club to be used against the demons, as this is neutral ground. In the meantime, Baltazar, a half-breed demon, arrives, and Papa Midnight asks John to leave. He then goes home and starts drinking. Angela arrives at his home and tells him about the death of her sister. She tells him that she has heard about his work of exorcism and she needs his help to find out the actual reason behind the death of her sister. John asks her to leave. As soon as Angela leaves his apartment, he hears the sound of wings and sees some shadows. He runs after Angela and tells her that God and devil made a wager for souls of the whole mankind, which she doesn't believe. She tells her that she doesn't believe in the devil. All of a sudden, the streetlights start to go out and only the lights around the statue of Saint Mary remain on. John takes Angela near the statue and takes out a cloth and wraps it around his hand and sets it ablaze, killing all the attacking demons. He tells Angela that these demons were after her. He then goes to Angela's apartment with her and visits hell through a ritual to find out if her sister is there or not. When he comes back, he tells her that her sister is in hell due to committing suicide. He brings back from hell the hospital's wrist tag which Isabel was wearing when she committed suicide, which saddens Angela. John and Angela then go out to eat something, and he tells her that when he was a kid, he used to see demons, and when he told this to his parents, they thought he was hallucinating. He then tried to commit suicide and was dead for 2 minutes, but came back, and due to him trying to commit suicide, he has been damned and is destined to go to hell whenever he dies, and since then he is trying to earn his way to heaven. He also tells her that heaven and hell are right here in this world. They are like worlds behind the world, but angels and demons can't cross over onto the plane of this world. Instead, there are certain individuals whom he calls half-breeds work in this world as influence paddlers. Angela tells him that when they were kids, Isabel saw things too. He then takes her to the hospital room where Isabel was admitted. John keeps on looking for something that Isabel might have left there as a clue, but finds nothing. He then asks Angela if she knows something, as she was her twin sister. At first, she refuses, but then tells her that when they were little, they used to leave messages for each other on glass windows, and then she blows onto the window of the room and finds a message written on the glass, referring to Corinthians 17. John then calls his friend Beeman, telling him about the message left by Isabel. He tells them that Corinthians 17 says that Mammon, the son of the devil, has plans for establishing his kingdom on this earth, and for that he has to possess a powerful psychic, but that won't be enough. Mammon would need the help of God to cross over onto the plane of this world, and the phone disconnects suddenly. Both John and Angela rush to his place, and when they reach there, they find him dead. In John's apartment, Angela asks John that she needs to see hell and meet Isabel, but he tells her that if she sees the demons, they will also see her, and life will become difficult for her, but she insists. John then submerges her in a bathtub filled with water until she starts drowning, but then time stops, and she visits hell and comes back. She then feels that someone came to Beeman's place, and they rush back there. She finds Balthazar's coin there, and John finds out that it was he who killed Beeman. John prepares a special cross-shaped gun to kill Balthazar, and they go to his place where he kills Balthazar after a struggle, but all of a sudden Angela is pulled out of the building. John rushes with Chaz Kramer to the nightclub of Papa Midnight and tells him that he needs to use the chair. Papa Midnight doesn't allow it, and a fight ensues between them, but when John tells him that the half-breeds are killing his friends, he allows him to use the chair. John uses the chair and finds out that it was Mammon who kidnapped Angela and has taken her to the same hospital where Isabel was admitted. He then prepares special bullets to kill the half-breeds standing guard there. Chaz Kramer tells him that the cross of Asteria can turn normal water into the holy water, which will make the half-breeds vulnerable, and John can kill them easily. They take the cross from Papa Midnight and leave for the hospital. After reaching the hospital, Chaz puts the cross into the water tank connected to the fire alarm. John burns the lighter below the smoke detector, and the water starts coming down onto the half-breeds, peeling off their skin, and John starts killing them. After killing the half-breeds, John goes inside only to find out that Mammon has already possessed Angela. John and Chaz start exorcising him, and Chaz is killed in the process. John then uses a special power to draw him out, but Gabriel reaches there and stops him. Gabriel tells him that he plans to unleash Mammon onto this world so that the humans who have taken God's love for granted could understand the value of the gift which they have received, and then throws John away. Gabriel then takes the Spear of Destiny and tries to get Mammon out of Angela by stabbing her. As a last move, John cuts both his wrists, and when Gabriel is about to stab Angela, time stops, and Lucifer arrives to take the soul of John. John tells him that his son is in the other room with Gabriel. Lucifer goes there and snatches Angela from below the Spear of Destiny. He then sends his son back to hell, which causes the wings of Gabriel to burn away, making it human. Lucifer then comes back to John and asks him if he wants an extension in exchange of his help, but John asks her to let Isabel go to heaven, which Lucifer accepts. Then he tries to take John's soul to hell, but is unable to do so, as his sacrifice has earned him heaven. When John is flying towards heaven, Lucifer pulls him back and tells him that he belongs to hell, and he cures his cancer so that he could live and finally do something which will make him go to hell. In the next scene, John meets Angela on the roof of the hospital and gives her the Spear of Destiny so that she could hide it somewhere and nobody could find it,